Good evening. It's Monday, the 28th of December 2020. Diane Hands bringing you Book for the Day. Hearts on the Rise, Connections Through Corona. And today I'd like to start reading to you an article written by Noha, Nasser, with a response by Professor Tom Muir, The Death and Life of the Great English High Street. But before I start reading this, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Noha. Noha is an architect, urban designer, academic, and social entrepreneur with a passion for connecting people across different cultures through the design of cities and international travel. She runs two social enterprises, Mila and Life in a Travel Bag. Her latest creative writing publication is Human Crossings, 9 Stories About Refugees, 2019. 2025, Post-Corona Musings of an Urbanist. The scenario. It is spring 2025. Since the pandemic, everyday life has migrated online. In its wake, the spectre of vacant buildings lay empty, waiting impatiently for demolition and repurposing. Retail, supermarkets, university campuses, schools had all hollowed out in the latest vacuum of space post-corona. Birthed an eruption of creativity and rehabilitation. City life was redefined. Millions of jobs disappeared, forcing people to work less. More non-work time translated into volunteering 3 hours a week, staying active by doing sport and eating healthily, being creative, caring for each other, and doing more recreational activity. Nature and clean air. The air is refreshingly clean. As I sit under an apple tree in the orchard on Wembley High Road, around me, the street is beginning to stir. I am enlivened by my day's plans to soak up the moments for social closeness. I say closeness to account for the months of social distancing. Measures that the 2020 pandemic had imposed. With most of our everyday lives now online, I value more than ever getting my daily intake of social life. A thing on the high road is content to be as it was. The bird song is an incessant, resonant backdrop. Passers-by cheerfully stride to the assortment of activities that have mushroomed since the pandemic. The herb gardens divulge their scents along Wembley's 4040 linear park, winding its path along the Harrow Road into central London. Things have changed. The high road's hard grey plains have softened with the habitation of wildlife. Green living walls drape over the historic buildings. The tarmac is enveloped by lush grass, like an endless carpet of the latest technology, and solar-powered trams hum gently past me, a symbol of elegance and sophistication. Racks for bike sharing and e-scooters position themselves strategically just off their dedicated lanes and weave in and out of the 4040 linear park. It is definitely quieter now that the government eradicated carbon-fueled transport from our streets. The pandemic started a climate revolution with the wave of cities across the world appropriating their streets for nature and people. Education. As the street swells with movement, I noticed a group of young people in their e-scooters. No doubt they are heading to one of the Learning Together hubs, affectionately known as the Hub. I make my way to our local hub in what was once the large Primark on the corner of St John's Road. It is a place where some of the university hardware has been transferred, like science labs and workshops. Literary enthusiasts of all ages cram into the hub's fair trade organic coffee shop, an extension to the bookshop and writer's corner. A1 enabling has been wired everywhere, and groups cluster with their A1 headphones and smart glasses to immerse themselves in an experience over a cup of one of the many freshly picked herbal teas grown in the 4040 linear park. I still prefer face-to-face discussion groups, learning about the explosion of community projects on offer and the new apps that are helping us to be more democratically accountable and to self-organise. And there we will leave this topic for today. To learn more, join me tomorrow. Hearts on the Rise and Human Crossings, 9 stories about refugees, can be found on Amazon, and you can also read more about them on their respective Facebook pages. Until tomorrow, Diane Hans.